But the reason that they won't consider turning that over to us is that the operating costs, if they just turn it over and say, here you are, $1, it's yours, I don't know where I'd find the $250,000 just to keep the doors open. Because some of the big buildings are elements and they're too expensive, which is one of the reasons why the cities aren't using them themselves. So I don't know how we could get around that. I would absolutely love to have that building and bring our artist market right in year-round at the main floor, and then have all of our artist galleries and spaces on the top, and then have some residences, whatever, and maybe even, let's get Tim's in there,
Why can that not be a public-private partnership and use the private sector for the CSR issue, and use the public sector to donate the building?
Exactly. So there's those discussions going, because venues are lack in this street. Thank you.
I have a question. What is your total operating budget? Because I think people need to be aware of how many dollars this is going to take.
Okay, right now, my 2012 budget is $384,000.
Okay. So the city gives you about 30?
30.
Okay. And none of the other municipalities give you any dollars?
No, and here's another thing too, because we were the only arts council in 1967. But now we have started Prince Edward County Arts Council. Tweeden Area Arts Council came to us because they wanted to convert their marble church into an arts venue, which is beautiful. Brighton Arts Council. So there's a number of different councils, and I think that, I told you, we have 2 full-time staff and a bookkeeper. We can't serve that entire area, but we help and support each other. But we can't, because our office is in Belleville, for us to go and approach Prince Edward County or the others, the taxpayers there aren't going to support it if they've got their own artists or their own arts councils. That's why we went with a regional cultural plan, which includes Hastings County, Quinte West, and our Quinte area. But that's the thing. It's if you're looking at funding it just from the tax base, then you'll have to pick, unless you're all going to work cooperatively and say, these are, again, our boundaries were not done on municipal ridings or municipalities. It was a school board district thing. But we have never been successful in getting money from anything other than as a municipality of the city of Belleville.
Just a comment to those in the crowd. The biggest challenge for municipalities is dollars. And when a road or a bridge needs to be fixed, it gets priority, and arts doesn't. So you're going to have to convince city council or municipal councils of your value and show it in dollars and cents in black and white. Because if you don't show it in black and white, it's a real hard sell. Because black and white means fixing that road. And I'm not trying to be mean or blunt, but I think you have to be awake to that reality that is your biggest challenge in the formation of an arts council here. It will be dollars and cents and where you're going to get them. And if you expect the municipalities to, I think you'll find some seed money there, but you're going to have to come up with a program that in the end you'll be a lot more self-sufficient, and we'll work with the private sector to get dollars to make your arts council work.
Right, that's very, very true. And one of the things we're looking at is a way to understand, as I just told you, $35 million for our wellness center. 1/3 of that money is from the taxpayers of the municipality. So we understand that in order for us to fulfill the objectives of our cultural plan, that we're going to have to get a little bit more creative. And part of the thinking and some of the discussions that we've had is, for example, when the Walleye Derby happens in Quinte West, the grounds around the City Hall there are open free for people to camp and stay in the area where they go fishing. We were thinking, what about asking for a $2 cultural donation, whereby that money would then go into the municipality's pot to help fund, arts-related things. Same thing with proposed. You've seen it at theaters where they'll ask you for an extra $1 to help with capital improvements for a theater. What about an extra $1 for people that come and stay in hotels in our region that would go to help support the cultural programming that they're going to enjoy when they get there? I think there's different ways, and I think we as the arts people are trying to be as creative about where do we get the money, because we understand that formula is not going to work and we're not a road or a bridge. But we are equally as important within the economic region to help build that municipality in our community.
That not everybody is here. This council, this interim board of directors is going to have to go through a self-identifying process. It's going to have to meet those important people that we haven't met yet and figure out how best to serve this community. The idea here today is to get proactive and to empower the arts and culture community. It is by no means perfect and it is by no means the final answer. This Arts Council today isn't going to look anything like the Arts Council 5 years from now, but we need to at least open the door. And yes, there might be some important people, and perhaps we can work with you to identify who those important people might be so that we can then turn around and say, let's get those qualifications, let's appoint people for the second year, and then it will sort of move forward from there. And that's what we're hoping to achieve today. It's not meant to rush you into anything. This is meant to empower and engage and get the ball rolling. We're far from complete, ladies and gentlemen. We have Cornwall and the County's Art and Culture Council. Okay, this is the patent. We also have currently Francois, myself, and Shirley McClellan are the officers on this patent. We have the resolution right here that will resign the authority over to you 13 people right here. Okay. Now what this is you have the option to work with me as a resource, the cultural development coordinator for the entire region. We have a lot of work to do to move forward. We've got a lot of conversations to move forward in terms of representing the entire region and making sure that we service this community properly. Okay? That is entirely a discussion that we can have. It's entirely up to you. If you do not want to use me as a resource, that is your prerogative. But being forewarned with this is that there's already a relationship with the various levels of government, federal and provincial. I've already established the industry, so I'll leave it up to you to decide. Okay, ladies and gentlemen? So, where are we signing officers? Do we have a pen, ladies and gentlemen? Please, that's like I said, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to work hard for the entire region, and we'll move forward together. I'm here between the hours of 8:30 to 5 o'clock to service this community. So let's do something great. Yeah, I won't do your laundry, and I won't paint the side of your house. Everything else, we'll talk.